should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Well, good morning, Cherries fans. Welcome back to Cherry AM, or as I should say, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. It's Friday for another week. Game day as well. Obviously, we play Fulham tonight. And as I'm sure you're all aware, normally I'm joined by Paul, but Paul's on his vacations at the minute. He's here in the UK and actually going to the game tonight. So Malcolm has done me the honour of joining me today. And good morning, Malcolm, and how are you?
Fine. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Yeah, thanks for the invite. Yeah, all good. Public holiday today, mate.
Yes, and the weather here is not very nice at all. So I'm hoping it kind of clears up by later on, because there's nothing worse walking to the ground and getting soaked.
Oh dear.
So let's hope it clears up. But yes,
I'll send you some of mine.
Oh, you got some? What's the weather like there?
Blue skies, mate.
Oh, well, I wish that was the case here. It's not today. It's very, very dull, unfortunately. But I suppose that's just winter. Well, we're not winter yet. I suppose that's autumn for you. I suppose I should be saying, shouldn't I, really? But yeah, so today we're going to touch on a few things, all Fulham. We've got some connections with Fulham, so we're going to look back at some former players. So if you've got any ideas or know of any former players that have played for both, chuck it in the chat, because myself and Malcolm are going to discuss that today. And we're also going to look back at some past results against Fulham as well, and Malcolm will give his opinion on tonight's game after we've just jumped into the chat. So we're going to jump in the chat first, just to say hello to everybody. As always, and there's loads of you in the chat already. There's 14 watching so far. If I could just ask everybody to do me just one little favor and smash the likes for me. We're currently on 3 likes, so everyone watching, does mean a lot if you can smash those likes for us. So let's jump straight in the chat then, Mal. Let's see. And here's my regular Friday co-host. It's Paul. Hope you're doing well, Paul, and I shall see you later on this morning. Hi,
Morning,
guys.
Paul.
Looking forward to the show this morning and the match tonight. I'm sure you are, Paul. I think we will be all right with a win, Paul from Oz. Yeah, I think you're probably right as well on that one, Paul. David DaCosta, good morning as always. Hope you're all well. Good morning all. 15 degrees and cloudy, 25 and sun tomorrow. Up the cherries.
Good morning, David.
David saying, morning to Paul here. Hope you're having a great time and enjoy the game tonight. And the memories will come flooding back to when we were 14 years old, stood on the terraces at Dean Court. Yeah, great memories. I'm sure you both got some fantastic memories, as well as Malcolm has, and from over the years of being a Cherries fan. Darren, Dazza, how you doing? Good afternoon, all from here in Perth, 28 and clear blue skies. Well, I am very, very jealous of you, Malcolm, with all these blue skies, and now we've got this horrible grey stuff. Hi, Paul, David, Matt, and Malcolm. Yeah, lovely that everybody's saying hello to everybody. It's a great little community, this. Good morning, Chris. Hope you're well. David Foster. G'day, mate. G'day to you as well. I think that's to Darren. And Chris saying hi to David there. Darren, Paul and David game 5 a.m. for you guys, 3 a.m. for me. Well, obviously for Paul, it's going to be kickoff time here because obviously he's here. But for David, I'm assuming it is 5 a.m. And of course it's 3 a.m. for you, Darren, which is, set the alarm clock. David DaCosta. Paul is at the game yet. Thank you for that, Paul, David. Darren, hi, Chris. Looking forward to a cracking show today. Yes, Darren, up the cherries. Paul, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us as always. Hope you're well.
Oh,
Darren Hurst. Yes, that's right, David. Lucky Paul. Yeah, definitely. Storms on the way, Matt. Yes, I have seen that they've already named the first storm of the storm season, haven't they? I think, is it Storm Amy that might end up hitting us here at some point? Maybe I read that wrong. Maybe I dreamt it. I don't know. Paul, for some reason, I never get excited watching Palace or Fulham. They are the two least home games I like. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Well, we'll touch a little bit on tonight's game very shortly. Morning, Matt and Malcolm, reigning in Paul. It certainly is, Dan. It certainly is. And me, morning, Matt and Mel. Looking forward to the match. Come on, you cherries. Yeah.
morning, Liam.
Just touching on that, then obviously for my views and points of view, and that obviously that's all in the Dean Court social as always. So I'm going to let Malcolm give his views on tonight's game, maybe team selections, score predictions, before we move on to looking at some connections. So Mal, over to you.
Thanks, Matt. It's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to go straight off and say you actually said your prediction and I'm going to go along with it. So for those that haven't watched Dean Court Social, you better go back and watch it because my prediction is the same as Matt's. There we are. So a little plug for you there, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, they're always interesting games actually against Fulham. Generally not a lot between them, but always a decent watch. As regards Fulham, if they do have one or two injury problems, which have been reported, I mean, we won't know until later on today, if their striker comes in, was it Raul Jimenez, if he comes in. But I mean, they're a decent side. Last time out, okay, away, not so brilliant against Villa with the result, that is. Apparently, I didn't see the game, but the reports suggested the first half hour they were really good. 1 up, could have gone 2 up, and maybe, outcome would have been totally different. But they're always gettable. There's a very good chance, I think, that, it's going to be a positive result, which is my prediction anyway. How close it's going to be? Well, if you look back to last season away, it was 2-2, wasn't it? And then we beat them 1-0 at home. Yeah. I'm expecting more or less much the same, but that we've raised the bar a little bit. If we can get our game from the go started, then maybe it'll be a little bit more than just a 1-0 this time round. But nevertheless, interesting game. Like I said, it's always a good watch for me. I tend to look at games as a neutral, obviously wanting Bournemouth to win, but to see two teams go up against each other, what they've got about them, yeah, fingers crossed. Not much to add, really. I am excited about watching it. Yeah, definitely. And under the lights as well is always good. So, yeah,
always a good atmosphere under the lights. So, guys in the chat, if you want to chuck in your score predictions and let us know what you think the score may be tonight, do chuck it in. And any other thing you want to discuss about the game tonight, I'm sure Mal will be able to answer those. And I'll probably just have to refer you to the Dean Court social. But yeah, chuck them in the comments if you want, guys. That'd be really good. Also, just a question I'm going to throw out there to some of you. Now, we've had some games with Fulham over the years, but can anyone tell me what year did we have our first competitive game with Fulham? Now, a bit of a hard one, but I think Malcolm probably knows. But yeah, if you do know it, chuck it in the chat.
We're all
Because
scrambling for Google now, Matt.
yeah, they're all scrambling for Google now. Yeah, yeah. First one to put it in the comments, the right answer. We're celebrate. Here's one very quickly. 1912. You're about 14 years out, I think. It's not 2010, Chris. Good guess. Good guess. But Paul's definitely closer with that one. But yeah, keep trying, guys. Yeah, chuck it in the comments for a bit of fun. So we've got some connections then. Malcolm's been working away in the background, and he's got a list of players that have played for both Bournemouth and Fulham, and there's some interesting names in here as well. Which we're going to have a look through now and discuss. But guys, if there's anybody that you think we may have missed that may have paid for both sides, do chuck it in the chat. Yeah, we'll discuss it. Mal, should we start with this then? The connections.
Well,
who's the first player you've got on the list then to have played for both clubs?
well, the first player. I mean, I haven't done them in any particular order, really.
No.
But Harry Arter will be the first one.
Yes. Now, of course, Harry, he went on loan when Scott Parker was there, didn't he? That's the connection with Fulham there, isn't it? And obviously they're brother-in-laws as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So related through marriage. And I don't think he made that many appearances. I think he made probably about 28 appearances for him, 2 goals, something like that.
Yeah, okay. 241 appearances for the Cherries, 28 goals and 17 assists.
Yeah.
From 2010 to 2018.
Yeah.
And then went to Fulham 2019, 29 appearances. You're almost right. 3 goals and 1 assist.
Ah, right. So I was close with that Fulham stat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So and I think that was the year they got promoted as well, wasn't it? He was on loan there. He got promoted that year, didn't they?
Oh, crikeys.
Because they went up for the season, I think, and then come back down, didn't they?
They did go up, went back down.
Come back up again with us that year when they won the league, didn't they? Before we move on to the next one, I'm not too sure, but whether you've got this guy on the list.
I haven't actually.
Oh, that is very true, isn't it? So obviously George Best, and that's one that actually I forgot to mention actually yesterday. So obviously George Best played for Bournemouth very, very briefly with 5 appearances, 5 home appearances, if I remember rightly, and played for Fulham. Was he not part of the side that made the cup final that year? I think Bobby Moore was in there. Was Rodney Marsh in there as well?
Marsh, yeah, I remember him. As soon as you said George Best, the first person that came to mind was Rodney Marsh. Yeah, strange, didn't it?
Yeah, they had a good side, and didn't they play West Ham in the final?
They lost 2-0, didn't they?
Yeah, was it to West Ham, or am I imagining that?
I think you could be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to have a quick look at that. But there's one that we don't have on the list anyway. But back over to you. Okay.
Now the next one, and I've actually put more details about this because I looked him up yesterday. There's a lot of players, bearing in mind I've been away from the UK for so long, so a lot of these players would have actually, come and gone, whether on loan or whatever. So, it's basically just doing a lot of research. For the next guy who was really, really interesting was Kevin Betsy, a midfielder.
Remember him, yeah.
So he only had 5 appearances for the Cherries, which was a loan move in 1998.
That's right.
15 appearances and 1 goal for Fulham, 1998 to 2002. He had quite a career actually in lower divisions. All right, and in total he had 586 games, which is quite amazing. 88 goals in a career from 1997 to 2015. some of the clubs he played at: Woking, Hull on loan, Barnsley, Hartlepool also on loan, Fulham, Wycombe, Bristol City, Yeovil loan, Walsall loan, and Southend. And after he finished playing, he went on to coach the England under 16s, 17s, and 18s. And
Yeah.
the last little bit of info: he was an international player for the Seychelles. There we are.
Ah, was he?
Yeah. So there is actually more on him, if you wanted to check it out on Wikipedia or whatever, but really, really interesting, so it just shows that even if you don't make it at, maybe Championship or Premier League level, there is a career to be had in football, in the lower tiers, and then to get your coaching badge and everything, and, youth internationals, very, very good.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think he's also been part of the Queen's Park Rangers. I don't know if it's academy or whatever as coach. Yeah. So
I also think he was at Arsenal's coaching academy as well.
He was actually, yeah.
And I think he went from there to become Crawley's manager.
Right. Okay.
I think it wasn't a very good stint at Crawley. I don't think he was there very long as manager, but I might be wrong. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I'm pretty certain he went from Arsenal's academy to. So I think he was coaching it quite high up in Arsenal's academy, like under 18, something like that. But yeah, no, that's a good. I do remember Kevin Betsy when he came to Bournemouth actually, and he was quite highly regarded. He was said to be quite a prospect when he came to us, and I've got a funny feeling that was the season after Keegan. Well, Keegan was there. Well, Keegan became England manager. It was after they got promoted out of Division 2. I think they loaned him to us when they were in Division 1. But I might be wrong on that one. But before we carry on, let's just because lots in the chat here. Let's just quickly go back to the chat and then we'll jump back to the players again. Darren, storm might even blow over a plastic chair in someone's garden. Paul, Storm Semenyo, I hope, is on the way. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to have a great game tonight. I've got a really good feeling he's going to have a good game tonight, Semenyo. Yes, hopefully, Paul. Yeah, agreeing with that. Chris Hubble's score prediction is 3-0 to the Cherries tonight. Excellent. David DeCosta's is 2-1. Excellent. Dan Short and 3-0 to Bournemouth as well. Excellent. Liam, 2-0 Bournemouth. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that as a good score prediction. I feel like a strong game. This is Darren Hurst. I feel like a strong game, like the wind, and a 3-1 to the Cherries. So Paul's guess was 1912. Chris was 2010. 2020-21. It wasn't that one, Chris. 1950 for Liam. It's actually 1928 was our first competitive game, and that was in the old Division 4. So that's if I'm right. I'd have to double check myself now, but I'm pretty certain it was definitely 1928, and it was in the old Division 3 South. Sorry, the old Division 3 South, and Bournemouth actually won 1-0. So, George Best, who we've touched on. Harry Wilson, who I'm sure we're going to touch on, Chris. That's a good pick. David DeCosta, we saw him play, so I'm assuming you mean Bestie at Bournemouth on that one, David. Dan Short, Harry Wilson, who I'm sure we're going to touch on, and Harry Arter, definitely. Thank you for that, Dan. And Darren Hurst, Matt Wikipedia Harrison, your memory and knowledge is amazing. Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Cool. So let's carry on with the players then. Malcolm, who are you picking next?
Right, we're just going a couple quickly through here. So David Button.
Yeah, goalkeeper. Remember him?
Goalkeeper, good man. Yeah. Just 4 appearances, 2008, and 61 appearances for Fulham, 2016-17.
Yeah, he had a disastrous appearance for Bournemouth. I think it was he was during the -17 season when Eddie loaned him in. I think he loaned him in from Tottenham. and it was a game against Wickham.
Yeah.
I think it was Fletcher's first game back, and it was the game when Brett Pittman scored a 35-yard screamer. I remember that. But the other thing that really sticks in my mind was David Button virtually just went to throw the ball out, and he virtually threw it in his own net, or threw it the wrong way into the path of a player or something. All I remember is he had a disastrous game. So, sorry, carry on.
Oh, that's all right, because it's memories that you'll have, which I won't have. So, obviously watching them at that time. Ryan Fredericks,
Yes. Yeah.
right back,
Yeah.
if the info is correct. 13 appearances in 2022 for the Cherries. 109 appearances for Fulham. 13 assists, 2015 to 17.
Yeah.
So, what do you remember about him? Because I don't. So.
What in terms of Frederick? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Good player. And I remember speaking to a West Ham friend of mine when he first signed for Bournemouth. I was thinking he signed a short deal, like 2-year deal or something like that. And he said to me, good player, but keeping him fit is going to be your biggest. And I think for Andoni's first season, I think he was just completely out for all of it. Don't think he kicked the ball under Andoni, if I remember rightly. But yeah, he always seemed a decent player to me. But yeah, just shame that he didn't get more appearances under his belt. Yeah, no, he always struck me as a good right back. It was good to, at the time, we had Smithy, established right back. Fredericks comes in, established right back. It was a good, strong position. But yeah, unfortunately, he just couldn't stay fit.
Adam Green, defender.
Say again.
Adam Green.
Adam Green. Yeah, rings a bell.
Okay, three appearances. 2004-5.
Yeah.
A lone player in the League One days.
Yeah. Name rings a bell, but don't remember much on that one.
Okay, 13 appearances for Fulham, 2003 to 2006.
Defender, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Centre back, right back, left back.
Well, it says defender, so
okay. I got a funny feeling he might have been a fullback, if I remember rightly, but I'd have to look into that one. But yeah, interesting one.
Who are we going to have next? Sean Maher?
Yes, when I saw that yesterday, when you sent me the first list over yesterday, and Sean Maher, and I was like, I knew he played for Bohemians. I obviously knew he played for us. Totally forgot he played at Fulham. How many games did he play there?
Only 3. So that's probably why you went. That was 1997 to 99. For the Cherries, 111 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist, 2001 to 2006.
Yeah, good player. Player that probably would have had a lot more appearances under his belt. Another one who unfortunately suffered with a few injuries. So, but yeah, I do remember Shawnee Mayer. Good defender, tall, strong, good in the air. So yeah, no, I remember Sean Mayer very well.
A midfielder next, Emerson Hindman.
Yeah, American.
That's it. Good man. 2 appearances for the Cherries. I don't know what I've written down here. 2016, would that be right?
Yeah, he came in. Second season in the Premier League. He came in from Fulham, and was said to be like, I don't know whether it was Wonder Kid was the description, but a real talent.
I vaguely recall it actually when I seen 2016,
but never really played in the first team, did he? I don't think. I don't think he made a Premier League appearance for us. I don't think, but had a few loan spells in the MLS, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I mean, on his looking at his career, he did actually go back across the pond, and played his football out over the other side. So yeah,
He's still playing now, Malcolm. Do you know? He was only to us.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, if anybody knows in the chat, do chuck it in.
Yeah, 25 appearances for Fulham, 2014 to 16, 1 goal scored. Now, this one's come up in the chat, so I'm going to put it in now. Scott Malone.
Yeah.
You won't find them all on Google, believe it or not. When I had a bit of research time yesterday, even George Best didn't turn up. So how could I forget that? So it just shows you, most of them go back, sort of from 2000 onwards. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. So, but I do have somebody else in mind. So yeah, Scott Malone, 32 appearances for the Cherries, 5 goals, 3 assists, 2011.
Yeah.
And Fulham, he had 40 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists, 2016. Yeah, defender, midfield player.
Yeah. Went on to play for a few clubs, didn't he, actually, Scott Malone? Did you say Millwall there?
I didn't, but I do believe I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, Millwall. And he went about a few championship clubs. I remember when he was in our squad, it was I remember the kit. Very well. It was the old Cabrini kit with the funny sort of neck with the pinstripe. Mainly red shirt, but with some pinstripes on it. I remember the shirt. I'm trying to think of the year now. It was the year I think Bradbury took over from Howe. And he was a great little left back, had some real pace on him and creative, and he was good defensively. And I think we were disappointed not to sign him at the time. I think we had a chance to sign him, and I think he chose another club. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, really good. I think who was he on loan to us from? Do you know?
No idea.
I'll have a quick look.
I wish I had 3 computers here in front of me because I could call up all the information.
That's right. I'll have a look because I know you have a loan from someone. I'll let
okay,
you
well, while you're busy looking,
yeah, you carry on.
We're going to go on to Kieran. Oh, crikeys. McAnespie.
Kieran McAnespie. Now, yeah, he made one of mine and Johnny's international cherry pickings.
Good man. Yes.
Yeah, Kieran McAnespie. Now, I had to go back through some old club programs to find a picture of him in a Bournemouth shirt. Yeah, he came on loan to us from Fulham in 2000. I want to say 2001, 2002 season.
2001. Brilliant. Well done.
And I'm not cheating here, by the way. I'm actually got Scott Malone up on the computer at the moment, not Kieran McAnespie. All right.
7 appearances and 1 goal. And it was a loan move. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Scott Malone, I was slightly wrong. Well, he come from Wolverhampton on loan initially, but then we actually did sign him. And then he moved on to Millwall permanently.
Yeah. You got the Millwall right, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it right. I knew he went there. It was a move that included former Cherries player Josh McCoy coming back this way. That was it. Right. So basically, Josh McCoy was at Millwall. Millwall wanted Scott Malone, and part of the deal was that Scott Malone would go one way and Josh McCoy would come back this way. Yeah, that was it. It's good to have some memories, isn't it? Go back over some memories. Yeah, and he was a left back. That's absolutely spot on. I quite liked him, but I think Paul's got. I think Paul's right there. He possibly wasn't a real fan favourite, but I thought he was a good player. But anyway, sorry, Malcolm, over to you.
No worries, mate. Trista Warren.
Yeah. Now, Trista Warren. Do you know what? I actually forgot he played for Fulham. I knew he played for QPR because he left Bournemouth and went to QPR. But I actually forgot he played for Fulham because we signed him from Southampton as a striker. And under Machin, then I think because obviously we sold players who had injuries, then converted him to a left-sided midfielder. And then when Jamie Vincent left to go to, I think it was Huddersfield, he turned Trista Warren from a striker to a left-handed midfielder to a left-back. And I think he actually played left-back for QPR as well. So initially was a striker. But when did he play for Fulham?
Okay, so 1997 to 2000, 103 appearances for the Cherries with 13 goals.
Yeah.
Only 11 appearances for Fulham. 1997, loaned from Southampton.
It was a loan.
So,
Right. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and he was a good player, Krista Warren. Like I say, I think at Wembley he played left side midfield, didn't he? Jamie Vincent left back. He was on the left side of midfield, and Steen and Fletcher were up front. Yeah, so he came initially as a striker, but was converted by Machin, which Machin did that with several players. He did it with Ian Cox as well. Converted him from a midfielder to a centre back. So it was something that Mel Machin used to do quite a lot when he was operating on a shoestring. So, but yeah, back to you, Malcolm.
Right, 2 to go.
Oh, 2 to go.
Harry Wilson.
Yeah, now that's a name that's cropped up on the Dean Court social for me as a key player.
Had to, didn't it?
Yeah, had to. He's had not a bad start to this season, and he's always very, very creative. I still think we probably didn't see the best of him at Bournemouth. But, there is some memories there. I mean, he scored that free kick against City, which was just perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's gone on to be a really, really good player for Fulham, really good servant for them. And he's definitely one we got to watch tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, certainly. I was disappointed when he went, to be honest with you. I really was. I thought, if we can keep hold of him. But hey ho. Okay, 35 appearances, 7 goals and 1 assist, 2019.
Yeah.
For the Cherries. Fulham, 154 appearances, 26 goals, 33 assists from 2021 to date. So he's got it, hasn't he?
Yeah. And a very established international as well, isn't he now?
Very much so, yeah. Really good player. Yeah.
I think he's got more goals and caps for Rails than possibly Brooksy. I'd have to check it, but I think
you could be right.
Possibly. But the last player then, Malcolm, thank you for doing this research. But yeah, last one.
And this came out somewhere from some brain cells back in the day.
Yeah.
Mark Newson.
Yes, Mark Newson. Yes. Now I believe I obviously wasn't watching Bournemouth then. I was just a young lad, very young lad, toddler. But I remember my dad saying, I think, that even though he was like captain of the side and captain of the side and during a successful period, sometimes the fans used to get quite on his back.
Oh yes, yeah.
And a lot of fans didn't rate him, but I wasn't there. I mean, have you got any recollection of that, Malcolm? Obviously watching from the same sort of era.
Yeah, I mean, it's let's just say he did have the occasional off game, but when you're captain, you're captain. You're not given the armband for no reason. But in that side, and for those that don't know, he did actually captain the Cherries team that got promoted under Harry Redknapp with that fantastic outing at Craven Cottage. Would you believe? What a coincidence! I mean, you already told me your dad was there on that day.
I've actually old photos somewhere, like when people actually used to take photographs. Because he went with my granddad that day. And I should have dug them out. I've got photos somewhere of them stood on the terraces and some action shots of the game. Obviously not very good photos. Obviously it was just with a little camera. But obviously then at the end of the game with the trophy, I think.
Well, he was certainly walking around, and believe it or not, I actually did have a camera with me that day as well. And I took a picture of Trevor Aylott scoring a penalty at our end. It was just the most amazing day out, honestly. It's one right at the very top. There's just so many little things that sort of come back to mind. It was like a family occasion for us, really. But on the way back down the M3, because obviously everybody stops at the service station, don't they? But we were passing cars with Pompey fans in who'd been to Palace, and they got stuffed that day, and they obviously quite glum about it all. But it was just bouncing all the way back to Bournemouth. You know, it was a wonderful, wonderful day out. Unbelievable, because it was history, wasn't it? The first time promoted out of the Division 3. Unbelievable.
Yeah, great. Must be great.
Yeah.
Memory.
So, Mark Newson, 177 appearances for the Cherries, 23 goals between 1985 and 89, 102 appearances and 4 goals for Fulham, 89 to 93. I don't know what he's doing now, to be honest with you. I didn't further that. I just sort of, threw that in because it was a Bournemouth Fulham player.
Yeah.
So that's my little list for the time being.
Yeah, that's the connections anyway. So there's some good names there. I'm sure there's some other names as well. But to research this stuff, I mean, I've done it before. Hold on a minute. Nick Gillins has just popped up with 2, and one of them.
Yeah, I just see that. Mm-hmm.
One of them, I definitely knew about Sean O'Driscoll and Jerry Payton as well. Yeah, they both played for Fulham. Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, it's like I was just about to say then. When you're doing this kind of things, obviously I've done it as well before. There is always somebody you miss, or you can't find the record for, or you can't find a picture of, or there's always something. But cheers for that, Nick. Sean O'Driscoll, obviously, plenty of appearances for Bournemouth. Obviously, he was record appearance holder for a while, wasn't he, Sean? Until Fletch broke the record, and obviously great manager for us as well. And Jerry Payton, and another one that's made a cherry picking with myself and Johnny Blair as well. So some great names there. But just to touch quickly, I don't know if you remember this, Malcolm, but Harry sometimes played Newson as a striker.
I can't recall it. It is a long while ago.
I can see why he'd put Willow up front sometimes if things weren't going too well, because Willow was always quite dangerous with his head in front of goal, wasn't he? So right, let's just quickly jump back into the chat, because I'm not too sure exactly where we were, because I've been jumping in between. So if I do miss your comments, then I do apologise. I rate Wilson, great player and has flair. Totally agree. Jamie Keynes, hope you're well. Morning, Matt and Malcolm. Up the Cherries. What's your score prediction for tonight? Well, to find out mine and Malcolm's score prediction, because Malcolm's is the same as mine, you'll have to tune into the Dean Court Social for that one. And that's where our score predictions will be.
Morning, Jamie.
Jamie also says Semenyo hopefully to score tonight. Up the Cherries. Yeah, I think he's going to have a great game tonight. I really do. And Jamie's prediction is 2-0. That's nice one. Yeah, good prediction. Will Krupi be able to play up top with Evan Nielsen soon in a front 2? I don't think that's going to happen, because that's just not really the formation we play. Maybe from the start of the game anyway. Maybe possibility that will obviously happen. Like, obviously he came on with Evan Nielsen against Leeds. Maybe that's something that possibly may happen later on during the game, but definitely not from the start, I don't think. Malcolm, would you agree, or what's your view on that?
I think Antonio keep with one lead in the line, and Krupi, he needs more minutes, and he'll come on as sub. I don't think he'll be starting in a league game, in the next maybe month or so. But hopefully he's working towards it, because ideally I'd love to see him start, but I don't think it'll happen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's, I totally agree. Guys, there's 21 people watching. We've got 12 likes. So if you haven't already, do smash the likes for us, because that's, makes our day when you do that. So someone new in the chat, SSB.
Hello.
Hello to you. Hope you're well. And you guys have had a great start to the season, which we have.
Thanks for that.
Malcolm's very similar to me. Not really looking at the league position, looking more at what points we've got on the board and how we've been playing.
Right.
I know there's a chance we can be second tonight, but I think more importantly is getting 3 points in the bag again tonight. And we start noticing more, in my opinion, looking more into the league position come sort of Christmas time, because it's far too early. Start getting excited. But it is nice to see us up there. It's nice to see us up there. But I look at more what point the points tally is at this time of the season. Paul, thanks, SSB. Who do you support? Yeah, do please let us know. Are you? Yeah, well, obviously you're not a Cherries fan, I don't think, but let us know who you support. And Darren says, "Hi, SSB. Welcome to the chat. Name ? So yeah, if you're still in the chat, SSB, do let us know. Thank you for joining us anyway. Well, just before we wrap up, just have a quick look at some previous results and some key games from over the years with Fulham. So obviously we've mentioned the game on May the 4th, 1987, which obviously was a 3-1 win. No, 3-1 win to Bournemouth, wasn't it? That day, and then previous on in the season on the 27th of December, so a day after my first birthday, we beat Fulham at home 3-2 during that championship, third division championship winning season. So we've touched on that season.
Like, quickly interrupt you.
Yeah.
That 3-1 win at Fulham, you can actually see the whole game on YouTube. It is available on YouTube.
Yes. I think I've come across it. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It is on there, isn't it?
Really interesting to watch.
Yeah. Well, one era I do want to touch on is the 1998-99 season. Now, Fulham, I think by that time had the investment from the guy who used to own Harrods, and he brought Keegan in. Well, Ray Wilkins was actually the manager, the late great Ray Wilkins.
Al Fayed, no? Wasn't it Al Fayed?
Yeah, is that his name? And he brought Keegan in, I think, as football operations director, or basically some posh title for a director of football. And Fulham were like the big boys of the league that year. Manchester City were in the league as well. They'd come down from obviously the old Division 1. And I remember when Keegan come to Dean Court, we drew with them both times that season. I think the first game, Wilkins was in charge. And then was it by the second game, Keegan had taken over? Or was Keegan interim manager for England? Something like that anyway. But I remember all the cameras being at the ground and that, taking photos of Keegan. And, there was a big media presence there. So I think he may have just become England's interim manager at the time. But drew both games with them that season. And I don't think City beat us that season, did they? Didn't we get a point at Main Road? And a point at home? I might be wrong on that. But that was the year we missed out on the playoffs to Wrexham, last home game of the season. We needed 3 points to get into the playoffs, and we drew 0-0. But that was quite an interesting one. That's my first real memory, really, of Fulham. To be fair, that really stands out in my memory anyway. There were other games during the 90s, but not any that really, stand out in memory that well. But yeah, the Premier League era, since we've been promoted, well, if we go back to the Championship, the year that we were promoted. Now, I remember the game on December the 3rd very, very well. Which I don't know if you remember, Malcolm, but Steve Cook making that amazing treble block. Do you remember? I think he came in that night. He came into the side. I think someone was injured. I don't know whether it was Kelly. So I think I've got a memory of maybe him and Cahill playing at the back together. But he made an amazing, amazing treble block that night. He's saying
Well, all I was going to say is, there's a couple of games I'm trying to recall what games I actually saw back in the day, and I think one of the didn't Cookie score some sort of ridiculous goal against Fulham?
Yes,
Steve
he did.
Cook.
Yes, he did, and it's actually on the opening title sequence for Cherry Picking.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think.
that game I recall watching actually on computer on a dodgy website. So amazing stuff. So it's at that time when, for me, I started being able to see them live. I mean, the quality wasn't brilliant. Sometimes with streams and everything, they sort of they get stuck, and then you see the game maybe 3 minutes later on or whatever. Before, obviously once they got up to Premier League, and then it was televised for me. So, but I do recall seeing a few games. Fulham, certainly. I remember seeing Bolton game. Unfortunately, the Charlton game away, the game that we actually got the title, that wasn't shown anywhere. I was just so gutted, So, but these games, obviously, you read the reports and everything, which you have on the internet. It's great, but unfortunately, I couldn't see all of them. But I mean, there's just so many now, Matt. My head can't take it all, so I just try and take each game as it comes along and try and remember as much as possible. I've got to the stage now where I have to watch them back just to, jog the memory even from a day before. So,
Yeah,
but it's all right. It is what it is.
There's some interesting comments actually, so we'll leave the reminiscence.
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
there's some interesting comments in the chats. We'll jump on that before we wrap up, guys. But thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody interacting in the chat. It's been great. Nick, hope you're all well, buddy. Alfayed, thank you for confirming that. Paul, did Phil Neal from Liverpool play for Fulham? I've got a memory of watching him.
no idea.
No idea on that one. Sean, do you think the weather will benefit Bournemouth or Fulham?
Same for both sides.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. So SSB 28, he supports Liverpool, or she. Supporting Liverpool is a mind warp right now. Yeah, it's an interesting one, actually, Liverpool. Just to touch on that quickly. Now, I don't think the guy they signed from, is it Leipzig they signed him from? And he was absolute worldie in the Bundesliga. Yeah, and I don't think he's...
Leverkusen.
Is it? I don't think he's really... I think he's struggling a little bit to adapt at the minute. And it's very early days, isn't it? I mean, sometimes players just hit the ground running. Other times players take a little bit of time to adapt. But he's definitely one player that needs that time to adapt, I think, because you don't... I'm always one of these, it's not your ability. It's more about the league you play in sometimes.
It's that in the system, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Leverkusen, he had more or less like a free role. So that's why he was always a standout player. Yes, he had his position, but, he could go left, right, obviously sort of up in the 10. And did brilliantly. He's scored goals and assists. Yeah. But he was in the perfect setup. I mean, what a team they had. So, and then to go into a Liverpool setup, which is slightly different, plays a slightly different system to what he's used to. Yeah, it's never easy. And like you say, some players hit the ground running, and they're onto it from the get-go. I'd like to see him, quieten the press and quieten the fans down with something special, because he is a decent player. He really is a decent player. Yeah. It'll happen for him.
Darren saying great first game. I think that's referencing the game that we had at Anfield. I think that was two good sides faced up that night. And I think we were a bit unlucky not to come away with something on that one. So good question. Paul has asked, what do you think of Kirkes? And SSB has said, that's why I came here. What is the best way to use Kirkes? What is the best way to use Kirkes? Malcolm, we obviously were quite spoilt with Kirkes. I think he had a bit of a shaky start. I think he was a bit young and adapting. And once he adapted, probably a little bit like Jimenez, really, getting a few silly bookings here and there and adapting and stuff like that. But as soon as he sort of clicked, defensively, strong player, excellent at going forward. I mean, just that one instant from last season stands out in my mind every time. That run he made at Newcastle. For us, he fitted our system really well. But if you were going to advise a Liverpool fan in the best way to use Kirkes, what would your advice be?
Well, obviously, he was probably bought in as a replacement for Robertson, who's still very, very good. As a replacement for him, maybe for injury, one thing, whatever. I'll go along with you. His first season, but he developed very, very quickly. And his second season, absolutely awesome. So, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy. Like you say, his tackling, his pace, his reading of the game, even if he's caught out going forward, he's got the pace to get back very quickly. And he is also a very, very good link-up player. Crosses as well, and he can wade in with the odd goal or two. So just keep him doing what he's doing. It will happen. It will happen. He has to be an overlapping fullback to assist the attack. But obviously defensively, that's where you really have to switch on. I mean, he did a brilliant job for us, no doubt. Liverpool is a different caliber, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. So, does that play into the equation? It's a huge step up, isn't it? Come on.
It is, and I mean, like the comment here from SSB28, I like Kirkes. He's raw in talent and makes mistakes, but you can see potential. And I think I watched the Burnley game. I've got a few friends that are Liverpool fans, and I watched the Burnley game with one of them. And he took him off very early. He'd got a booking, done a few, dodgy challenges, deservedly got a booking. And you could just see Slot when he's took him off. You could see that he's saying something along the lines of, look, mate, I had to take you off because you were a red card waiting to happen. We can't afford that. And obviously they only nicked the win at Burnley very, very late. So you can see, and a raw talent makes mistakes, but you can see the potential. I think all that in our first season, and I think once he adapts, he's going to be a great player for Liverpool. And I think he's been brought for not just the now, but for the longevity as well.
Yeah, I think next season will be his season.
Yeah.
Like he took a year. All right, he was a lot younger, and he was coming into the Premier League first time. He's bound to make mistakes, same as Jimenez. He'll make mistakes as well, and then they'll push on. And I think the same thing will happen. He needs time at Liverpool to, settle in. He'll have minutes. He'll get loads of game time, and he's just going to have to learn from the mistakes he's made. And I'm sure it'll happen. And next season, I think he will be, back to the Kirk as we know he can be.
Yeah,
I certainly don't think it was a waste of money. No. The price was really good. He'll repay them. Got to have faith.
That's it.
Okay.
But, thanks for bringing that one up. Good talking point. Jamie Keynes, don't forget the amazing run by Pittman against Fulham in the 2014-15 season. Yeah, great run. Paul should ask Andoni that question. Yeah, to be fair, I'm sure he's pretty qualified on giving you an answer. Thanks, lads. Great show. Thank you, Paul, for joining as always. We are going to wrap up now, but thank you to everybody. We're going to go through the rest of the comments, but thank you to everybody watching today. It's been really engaging, and it's been great to have all your interaction. And thank you to you, SSB, for joining us.
Thanks very much for coming on.
Join us again. We discuss all sorts of football chats sometimes on here as well as Bournemouth. If you ever want to pop back into Cherry AM, do please. Obviously, Cherry AM runs from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. So he's a weird one. One on the eye test, you can see generational talent. He has created 21 chances this season, but he loses the ball and doesn't have any goals or assists. Yeah,
it'll happen. It'll happen.
I think it's a bit of time, isn't it? It's a bit of time just to, settle in. I reckon it'll come good personally. I think this is Eugene, Manny's friend, Spurs fan.
Okay. Yeah.
Big up, come on, you Spurs. Yeah. Hiya, Eugene. Thank you for joining us. Great to see you. David Dillon, great show this morning. Very knowledgeable.
Thanks, David. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Obviously, Malcolm's done a lot of research for today's show as well. So, thank you for that. SSB, Bournemouth has done really well considering the players that have left yet, but just in short, which I know Malcolm will echo, the recruitment's been excellent. So we've lost, we've recruited really, really well. Darren Hurst, great show today. Facts and information is second to none. Really engaging. Cheers, Darren. Thank you for that.
Great praise. Thank you. Thank you.
Darren, the two gentlemen today, very good.
Thanks, mate.
Very merry but angry Cherry. Thank you. We'll subscribe. Thank you for that.
Please do.
And lastly, you guys had Houston as well. His potential is very, very high. Yeah, exactly. And that's why Real Madrid snapped him up. Malcolm, last word.
Yeah. For those that didn't know or didn't watch, I actually saw Forest play last night in Europa League. Phil Bill, he had an awesome game. He had, I couldn't believe it. I think, is he really in the starting lineup? And I just had to watch it. Yeah, he sort of had an assist for the second goal, but he's box to box. I ain't seen him move so quick. He had a really awesome game yesterday. So yeah,
I think it's
hats off to Phil Bill.
I think when he used to play in that more forward role, you would see him do that for Bournemouth, wouldn't you? But I think it's just good that he's found the right club. He's playing well, obviously. Obviously, had a good game last week. Good luck to Phil Bill, really, I think.
Yeah. That was really interesting to watch yesterday, though.
And the fans are getting on Angie's back already by the sounds of it as well. So,
yes. Yeah. Crazy.
But that's football. But
that is football, yeah.
That's football.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, thank you to everybody watching. Still people. Extra time board being held up soon. Yeah, okay, we're wrapping up, Daz. We're wrapping up. I know you got to get back to what you got to do. Thank you to everybody for joining us this week on all the Cherry AMs. There's been some really good shows and topics this week. Cherry AM will be back Monday, 8 a.m. With a combination of hosts of Craig, Oddie, Malcolm. I'm sure there'll be somebody here on Monday, 8 a.m. for you.
Sunday.
Cherry Slaps on Sunday. Yeah, it'll be Sunday. To discuss the Fulham game. I know Malcolm would definitely be on that alongside Ollie. There will be a cherry picking out at some point. Just myself and Craig have been busy with other things and not managed to edit it as yet. But that will be out at some point. Don't forget the Dean Court Social. That's already out and live now, which myself and Craig discussed the Fulham game tonight. But other than that, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be alerted to every show that we do. But until the next time, fingers crossed for tonight. I'm sure we'll be fine. But other than that, all that's left to say is up the cherries.
Yeah, thanks everybody for today, and those that go into the match tonight, enjoy it, and up the cherries.
Yeah.
Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Up the Cherries in all departments has been nominated for the Best Club Content Creator for the Premier League. To vote, visit the link on screen. We thank you in advance for your support, and up the cherries.
I should be like you, Mel.